The Eighth Amendment continued. Timbs versus Indiana, selective incorporation, excessive fines applied to the states now. The state tried to take civil forfeiture, and that's basically where if somebody is involved with drugs, typically, that their car, bank accounts, home, furniture, any of those things can be taken by the police. And police have done this throughout the country. They've actually basically taken people's property because property don't have civil rights or liberties. People do. So basically, if a person has money or if they have accounts or have those things, police departments all throughout the country have actually taken their property and they can't get it back or extremely difficult to take it back. Well, in this case, Timbs had a Land Rover, $42,000 value. It was through life insurance from his father, and he had got it and spent it. He went through, I think, his $78,000, but he still had this Land Rover, and he had a drug charge. I don't know whether it was meth or doesn't matter what kind of charge, but he had a drug charge, and the maximum fine in Indiana is $10,000, and typically for this it's like $1,200. But whether you look at $1,200, which is the typical drug charge, or the maximum fine that it could be is $10,000, the state took his Land Rover, and is that Land Rover $42,000 greater than that max fine of $10,000? Is that excessive fines? And this was a unanimous decision. Both the liberals and the conservatives both agreed this is unconstitutional. And the federal government has, obviously Congress can make no law that would have excessive fines, excessive bail, or cruel or unusual punishment. But this applied the excessive fines to the states. So it's another incorporation. And this was just recently, it's like 2018. So this is a brand new case that even it surprised some of the judges. I think Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh were like, this hasn't been taken, they were surprised it actually hasn't been decided before. Now, in bail, in Stack versus Boyle, a defendant's bail cannot be set higher than an amount that is basically what a person can have or own. There was a bail of $50,000 for a person that was extremely poor on minimum wage, and that was so much higher than was reasonable. Preventative detentions are when someone is denied bail because the court fears that if the accused is released, they will be a danger to the community. Congress authorized this in Bail Reform Act of 1984. The court upheld the act in U.S. versus Salerno, 1987. So preventative detentions are allowed. So people can be denied bail if they are a danger to the community. And obviously, some people, if they're a threat to leave, things like that, they can be denied bail. So bail has to be reasonable for what the person's economic situation is, and also if they're a danger to the community, they can be denied bail. So this is the Eighth Amendment for bail and excessive fines.